I've never believed in Santa or anything supernatural, but last Christmas Eve, something happened that still makes me question everything. I woke up around 2 a.m. to a strange scraping noise coming from above my bedroom. At first, I thought it was just the wind or maybe a tree branch brushing against the roof. But then I heard what sounded like heavy footsteps, like someone or something was walking up there. I grabbed my phone and flashlight, determined to catch whoever was messing around. I stepped outside, and to my horror, I saw hoofprints in the fresh snow on the roof. They were too big to belong to a deer, and they were perfectly spaced like something had been pacing back and forth. As I shined my flashlight up, I thought I saw a shadow move. Something tall and lanky, definitely not an animal. The noises stopped as quickly as they started, and the roof was silent. I convinced myself it was my imagination and went back to bed. But the next morning I found the hoofprints weren't just on the roof. They led down the side of the house to my bedroom window. Scratched into the frost on the glass were the words, "Nice try." We were driving home late on Christmas Eve after visiting family. A snowstorm had rolled in, making the roads nearly impossible to see. My wife kept telling me to slow down, but I just wanted to get home before it got worse. That's when we saw it, something crossing the road up ahead. At first, I thought it was a deer, but it was walking on two legs. As we got closer, we could see it more clearly. It was tall, with a hunched back and long, spindly arms. Its head was covered in fur, but its face was disturbingly human-like. We stopped the car, too terrified to move. The creature turned its head and looked straight at us before disappearing into the woods. We sped home, locking every door and window. The storm got worse, and just as we started to relax, we heard scratching at the back door. My wife peeked through the curtain and screamed. There were handprints, huge, clawed handprints on the frosted glass. We didn't sleep that night, and by morning the snow had covered all the evidence. But we both knew what we saw. Last Christmas Eve, I decided to stay up late and watch movies while my family slept. It was a quiet night, just me, the TV, and the soft sound of snow falling outside. Around midnight, I started hearing faint noises coming from the fireplace. At first, I thought it was just the wind, but then I realized it sounded like shuffling. I turned off the TV and listened closely. The noise grew louder, like someone or something was moving inside the chimney. I wanted to check it out, but I was too scared to get close. Suddenly, a low, raspy voice whispered, "Is anyone awake?" I froze, heart pounding. I grabbed my phone and ran upstairs to wake my parents, but when we came back, the fireplace was empty. The next morning, we found ashes scattered across the living room and a trail of wet, sooty footprints leading to the back door. It was unlocked, even though we'd bolted it before going to bed. We were spending Christmas Eve in a cabin deep in the woods, just my friends and me. After dinner, we went outside to enjoy the snow. That's when we saw a trail of lights twinkling in the distance, leading deeper into the forest. At first, we thought it was just some other cabin decorating for the holidays. Curious, we decided to follow them, laughing and joking as we trudged through the snow. But the lights kept going, leading us further away from the cabin. The deeper we went, the quieter the forest became. No wind, no animals, just silence, except for the crunching of our boots. Then, the light suddenly stopped at a clearing where a single Christmas tree stood, glowing with old-fashioned ornaments. Something about the tree felt wrong, like we weren't supposed to be there. One of my friends reached out to touch an ornament and the lights flickered. We heard whispering, faint but all around us. Panicking, we turned back, but the trail of lights was gone. We eventually found our way to the cabin, but none of us could explain what happened. The scariest part? The next morning, the same glowing tree was right outside our window. Thank you for watching. See you next time.